Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the inside of another absolute monster, as it says there on the dashboard. This is the Suzuki Pikes Peak Escudo. It is a complete mental case. It is everything you ever want it to be for a rally car, but because it's Pikes Peak, it's also tarmac capable. So let's not ignore the fact that it is an out-and-out sprint star. Let's see if it'll work in a circuit race. It maintains its original livery as I received it. It's got the date of 1998 on it, but it is everything with a big wang and a big front wang and aero and wheels and everything. It is all the monster. Should we have a look at the setup? Racing soft tyres. We've got a PP of 799.92, so we've trimmed it pretty well up there. The suspension setup is as per we received it, nothing changed. The diff fully customizable as we received it, with the front torque rear distribution as it came, 45-55. We've used the front downforce and the rear downforce to tune the car to the PP. The ECU is still at 100, the power restrictor at 100, fully customizable manual gearbox, which we could go to racing if we probably deemed fit. It would probably actually make the gear changes slightly more efficient. In fact, because we're going to do that, I'm going to do that live and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There isn't much you can actually purchase for this thing. There is the racing gearbox. It takes us 815 pp, but we're really not overly fussed with that. We will go back up here and we will just tune out that that element there. Let's just put it on the mediums. 804, and we can just add some rear downforce accordingly. It's actually going down even further. There we go, 799.83. We've now got medium tyres on it, and we've added the racing adjustable gearbox. I don't think we need anything to change for length. There are no other changes to be made here, folks. We can change the brake balance later on, but there's nothing else to add. Happy days, let's go for it. 799.83 on the PP. So if you're here with us, you'll know what we're doing. We're grinding this particular race. It's the World Touring Car 800 from Sardegna. It's Road Track A. It's 15 laps. The idea is that we're going through a series of cars. We're going to rebuild this format, this grid, with drivers and cars of our choice. We'll slip in some subscribers who want to race it, but that's what we'll get to at the end of this short series. Settings for the race: assist, traction control 1, default ABS. We're using ASM and counter steer assistance on strong. We are aiming to make this as easy as possible to allow us to grind as much cash as possible. Just spent £1 million up there, £1 million credits on there on a car that was no good, so we're just frittering away our spends. Controller assists, controller steering sensitivity 5, force feedback max torque 5, force feedback sensitivity 6. Not much to say, you know where we're going, let's do it. Power is on 5, brakes are cool. We're on medium tyres, so we kind of expect this to be a little bit different. We're going to see where this goes on fuel, but we expect to be able to do a 2-stopper. Gear change is a lot smoother than on the manual gearbox. Sixth gear there, just able to power us through. It's a big gear. Plenty of fuel in the bag. We'll burn some of that away as we accelerate through the gears. Racing these GR3 cars, this car should seem to have the power. It should seem to be able to get past them. It just might struggle a bit in the top end because it is a sprint car. So its top speed might not be there. but it really is rattling through the tyres, struggling for grip. You can feel the wheels gripping and grabbing as we come through our favourite part of the circuit there, the grassy knoll. We don't seem to be any further behind than we normally are. Today's strategy is a two-stopper. We're going to stop on 5 and 10. We're going to draft our way up here from Mr. McEwen to Mr. Rubbelaar. Just give everybody a nudge as we go, why not? Did we brake on the 100 there? I think this car's got the capability to stop quite quickly. I didn't feel any panic to actually brake earlier, like the 150 like we have been. We're in 9th place, the tyres are looking okay. Brake balance might need to move to the front. It's more the acceleration that is going to really rag these tyres, as we just need to let off to make that corner. We're into 6th place. Mr. Portilla leading us out, followed by Mr. Boubois. Mr. Fraga up there at the front, looking to make a bit of a fragois with the top two. If you've been watching this series, you'll know what I mean by that. Mr. Ordonez in 4th, Mr. Yamanaka in 5th. We had a really slow get out of that corner, but we're still a second up on our previous lap time. Well, we will be, it was an out lap. We actually hold the fastest lap of the race, which we might lose to Portilla or Fraga just now. Into the apex first. Let off for Mr. Ordonez, and there's Fraga and Boubois. Portilla is some 10-11 seconds ahead. A 1:37.300. So this is going to be an absolute animal by the looks of it. There's a possibility we can get lap times down into the 1:35s, do you think, maybe? It has the ability to brake so late that it might just be able to do it. It won't be the fastest car out there, as we say. It doesn't have the fastest top speed, but it is very swift between the corners. You have to drive it though. It's not like the VGT car that we just used, the Alpine. It has something about it. So we're up to Mr. Fraga now in 3rd. We're on lap 3. So there's a potential that we could catch up to Mr. Portilla before he pits. That would be tremendous, as we just shoot it through long there and have to come to a stop. Don't really see where I brake late there. We braked on the 100. We were 2.8 seconds up, I think, on our fastest lap, which we've probably just thrown away, but we've got 2 laps of fuel left as we go over the line. There's the 1:35, so maybe there's a 1:33 in this. If we can catch Mr. Portilla before the end of the lap, that would be tremendous. .0619 up at the end of the first split gives us every opportunity to be up there. And don't forget, folks, we're using all the help aids to make the grind easier. It might not be fastest, but it's going to be easier because we need to just rack up the cash. We're bouncing off all the walls. Hoping to hit a 133 now that we've rounded that corner better. Fastest car we've used does 130s, but we're going to have to take it easy on the last lap because we're not going to have the fuel to get all the way around. Maybe there's a 134. We need to find quarter of a second, but we won't find it on this lap. Fortilla and Beauvoir both go to the pits. Fraga continues on, but we're already 7 seconds ahead. Nobody expected me to do this video, did they? I've actually spent an hour or so this morning trying to make the Peugeot car go. I've looked at the Audi Quattro to see if that was worth making a video with, and admittedly they both are, but why would you make the second and third best cars a video when you haven't already got a video for this one? Maybe we could fill up some places with those two cars, but it doesn't make sense to not feature this car. It's an absolute animal, and it's an icon of the game. That's what we're looking for. We're looking at special things to make these cars worthy. Fuel is looking very low. Let's just coast along a little bit and get this to the pit stop. Could probably turn the fuel map down. That would actually be a more assured way of doing things. It can go to 0-0 and we'll still make it in. We're in. Changing tyres, definitely. Taking all the fuel. Lap 5, we're 9.4 seconds ahead. Fraga, Grady, Yamanaka, Ordonez, Lopez, Hizal, Rubelar should all stop. She should probably be lower for a tarmac stint, but the Pikes Peak traditionally is majorly tarmac. I haven't seen the event this year, I don't know where it's at. So Hizal is the only one not to stop. And there he is charging along behind us. It's unusual to have Mr. Hizal in the lead or in second place at this point of the race. So he's shooting above his waist at this moment. Let's see if we can just drop to fuel map 2 and guarantee an easier run into the end of this stint. Just 1.6 seconds. Ooh, need to get the car straight before you accelerate out of there. Fuel map 2 wasn't enough to curb that desire for it to go in a straight line. Steering wheel, just feel it rumbling continually under the acceleration as the wheels try and get this car propelled down the straight. It just wants to go in a straight line everywhere. It's not that I can feel the concrete or the tarmac underneath the wheels, you just feel everything. We've got the fuel map right there, look. We've suddenly made 5 seconds over Mr. Hizal. He was within a second of getting to us. Up to 166, 170. So it's faster than the Alpine VGT. Well, we know that because it's putting in really quite wicked laps. Get the fastest lap driving like that, will we? But if we can put in a 133, it will almost certainly be the second fastest car we've tested. For whatever reason it's short shifting, we need to just click that back to fuel map 1. We've actually just took the Honda 2 and 4 round here and decided that that is not a car to use. We've had a certain amount of people say you need to use the Escudo, it's an absolute animal. It certainly is. See if we can get in a decent lap on the next lap then. That's a 1:35.9. We're going to see if we can slide this through into a really good lap time. Got a little bit panicked there as two wheels went in the grass. See if we're anywhere near a purple sector as we slam the gears in. Half a second down, that wasn't particularly good, was it? Slow to accelerate out of there as the front wheels looked to fight me as I was making that turn in. Very close to that apex on that barrier. Really see this being a 34. It's a 33. Absolutely smashed it in the second half of the lap. And it tells us we also potentially have... Oh, here's a gravel ride. That didn't mean to happen, did it? I put my foot on the gas well before we were through the corner. It just picked up a straight line. I didn't expect it to be a low 33 based on the earlier part of the lap. We were half a second down here. At the end of lap 8, some of the main competition goes to the pits. Portilla, Hizal, Beauvoir, but Fraga and Grady continue, so they've got their own fight going on. We are some 28 seconds in the lead before we make our second stop, which won't be the end of this lap, it'll be the next one. Grass tracking again. Widdowmaker's very popular with the pit crew. Just changed to fuel map 3 to guarantee we can get this last lap done before the pit stop. A little bit of chop and change on the old strategy, but it'll get us there. As they're coming out of the pit, we're starting to lap. Mr. Cookerburn was in last place. Something must have happened there. Can't imagine why Cookerburn would be there. He's normally 5, 6, maybe a little bit further up, maybe a little bit further down, maybe. Mr. Inostroza is actually excelling. He's 2 places above where he normally sits. As he closes me down, not wanting to concede his lead lap. He's just blocking me now. It's fine, it's the last lap of this stint. We don't need to be impressively fast. We're only 31 seconds ahead. Map 3 seemed to be right for where we are, didn't it? I thought it might have been too conservative, but Into fuel, into the pits we go. We are going to take those medium tyres and we're going to take the fuel. Some 33.8 seconds ahead as we enter the pits on lap 10. Not entirely sure who's going to stop elsewhere, but if we're looking back down the line, this is probably Fraga coming along here now, maybe. Could be a tail ender. There's a group of 4 or 5 cars ahead. Mr. Fraga did come into the pits. So we're now going to attempt to chase that gaggle down. We're going to do it on fuel map 2. As we push and shove our way through these corners, this very short wheelbase, this car, it will fight you to get out of corners, never in. Why are we in 4th gear? I seem to change up there. Maybe it was a double change, I don't know. Maybe I was in 3rd and it wasn't accelerating. Maybe not. Get through there quickly and you'll catch the AI. They are particularly slow through there. Not a lot of people going to the pits, just the one car in there further down the field, that's fine. As this accelerates, away we go. "36 seconds in the lead. As we slide the car through turn 1, which was not intentional. Eyebrows raised as that happens. So we're in the purples. Let's see if we can put a 32 in, see if we've got a chance. See if we get blocked out or closed out by these boys. See if we can take the inside line, breaking just before the 100. Mr. Bishop will slide past you. That's incredibly quick through there. We've still got almost 2/10 advantage. Mr. Kawakami and Mr. Miyazano are just having a battle which isn't going to prevent us from taking that fastest lap. We want a 1:32. That would be tremendous if we can do it. Mr. Cookabun, who's made up some ground, is up to 15th from what was last place. Oh, 33.109 is still the fastest lap of the race though. Mr. McEwen tried to leave us a line, I think. I'm not going to accuse him of blocking. He did leave the apex and we didn't take it. An itchy left foot. Don't need that right now. That's my brake foot. Brake foot. So I wonder if the 32 is going to elude us. We've got plenty of fuel, it looks like. Portilla goes to the pits. We are some 46 seconds ahead. Have we got the chance to be in the lead by a whole minute? Have we? Had to snaky weave our way through there. So with just 2 laps to go, how do we surmise we're doing with this car then? It is everything it says on the tin. It's mental. It's absolutely heroic though. It is a little car with a big attitude. And it can do it, look. 2-stop strategy. Oh, and we've just... That's driver error, nothing to do with the car. We put 2 tyres in the gravel. We were pushing for the fastest lap of the race, and we were doing everything we can to try and get this to the front. But I think, as we were just discussing what was good and bad about the car, that is what sits predominantly there. It is such an animal that it can be a little bit unpredictable. And is that good in a grind car? As long as it wins. We're in no danger at all of losing this race. Fuel is absolutely fine, running on fuel map 2. 51 seconds. We're just eating time out of these guys. .46. So the time is just moving and shaking as we just come up to the back of... Is that Mr. Mendoza? It is. We've lapped up to 8th place with 1 lap to go. And when we get in front of Mr. Mendoza, we have opportunity of a clear lap. Let's see if we can put in an absolute flyer at the end here. Light fuel, just the 1 lap of fuel to go. We're not going to slide it through here. We're not going to dump 2 tyres in the gravel. We're going to see if this car has got everything it says it should have. And let's see if we can put fastest lap of the race in. See if we can get that 32 that we've talked about. Well, no, we're within half a second, as we proved earlier. We've got 2/10 up. That'll get us that. Oh, it won't if you slide it wide like that. Let's see if we can get this fastest lap, eh? I know we've already got it, but let's see. We'll be within 2 seconds of the fastest car we've ever put round here. And it'll also probably be one of the fastest finishing times we've had. Quarter of a second down at this point. All we need is 2 good corners. That's a good acceleration out of there. Are we going to run out of fuel though? Probably will. 0-0, we're out of fuel. We don't make it, but there she is. We win the race, and absolutely everything to do with that car is positive. Except for that little twitch. But it's up to you. A 25.08, almost a 24, which puts that in the top 2. Fastest lap of 1:33.109. We lapped up to position 6, which, depending on the race and the race restart you get, that's pretty impressive. We could potentially go quick enough to lap everybody in the field, maybe, if we were to just gain another 1.5 seconds on a couple more laps. We would be there to lap everybody. Fraga at 51.50 behind us, or plus 51.50. We would have to go some, I think, to get him. But with that being the case, folks, what do you think? That'll replace some credits that you've spent on a wasted car. Takes us over the 11 million, which we were at the last race, but hey ho, there we go. Well, thank you for joining us, folks, as we total 260 miles for the day on this adventure. I'd like to leave you with that one and say thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, thanks for supporting the channel. We'll see you on the next one. All the best, take care.